having such a good conversation.
All right, we'd like to welcome Brooke Henderson into the Media Center here at the 2023 HSBC Women's World Championship. Welcome back. Looking at your results, played well here quite a few times before. So excited to be back in Singapore for the 15th play in this event.
Yes, Britt and I, my sister, we love coming here to Singapore. It's one of our favorite stops on tour, so we look forward to it, and to be here. Hopefully the weather's a little bit better the next few days, but I'm excited to be out on the golf course earlier this morning and see the course. It's in great shape, and hopefully have another steady week.
Played well here in the past, a few top fives, got pretty close here. What is it about this golf course that you like so much?
It can be a very tricky golf course, but if your ball striking is on and you're making some putts, you can go low and make some birdies. And I've had some rounds like -7 and made a climb up on the leaderboard on the weekend, which is always very exciting. And so I think just chasing after birdies and trying to play smart where you need to is a big thing. But to have the fans back out this year, I think is really great, and I look forward to having that adrenaline and a little bit of momentum back.
Speaking of fans, we chatted a little bit last week. I know you said some interesting things happened for yourself last week. Golf club's been missing. Just talk about what it's been trying to get those things back and play some good golf over the weekend, although you did play well with some borrowed clubs.
Yeah, wasn't the start or the week I wanted last week in Thailand with my clubs not being there. TaylorMade did do a great job though in getting me a set that was similar to mine that I was able to use for the practice rounds and then the first 2 rounds of the tournament last week. But I was so grateful to have my clubs returned to me on Friday afternoon and be able to put them in play over the weekend, and then just to be able to work with them and practice in the days leading up right now before this week, I think is really nice, and it's just kind of like a long lost friend.
I'm sure. Well, you had quite a bit of time off too. I mean, between your win at Health Verifications Champions, which was an incredible victory, and then obviously taking a few weeks off and then showing up to Thailand and not even having your clubs to play with. I mean, what were you thinking last week under those circumstances? But you still played some really good golf those first couple of days. What did that tell you maybe about what you had done in that break that worked so well?
Yeah, thanks. I just really tried to grind it out. Things weren't going perfectly. I wasn't hitting things perfect, and just a lot of factors weren't exactly what I wanted. But just tried to be gritty and grind it out as much as I could, and try to climb the leaderboard and stay in it. And I think it just helped build some character. And coming into this week, where I do have my clubs and on a golf course that I've played really well before, a lot of good things this week. And the hotel we're in this year is fantastic, incredible views of the city, and just trying to soak it in a little bit more. Hopefully lots of positives and good vibes the rest of the week.
Any questions in the room so far? No? All right, well, I know it's going to be a little bit wetter than we'd like out here this week. What adjustments do you make when the weather's kind of like this and you might have to find some not so ideal conditions?
Yeah, definitely a lot softer, which is good if you're going to be playing aggressively. You can chase after a lot more pins. You don't have to worry about the release as much, which I think is good, and it'll probably result in a lot more birdies being made and possibly some lower scores. But also I think it could be a very long week if there's lots of delays, so just trying to stay patient.
Are you obviously you're a player that likes to go after the ball, you hit it pretty far. When you're playing golf courses like this, that it really it seems like reward longer hitters. Is it more fun for you? Do you feel like you can attack the golf course a little more, maybe fire pins, do some things you can't do normally?
Yeah, anytime that you are in that attack mode and feel like you can be aggressive, you're usually playing pretty well and making lots of birdies, and so I love that feeling, and I feel like this golf course this year, under how soft it is, I think I will have that kind of mentality and try to go out and just make a bunch of birdies and hopefully be in the final groups on the weekend.
To be in this event again, I mean, obviously it's celebrating its 15th anniversary. To have a tour stop like this that I feel like is consistently, well, you just said it, like being in Singapore is one of my favorite places to come. I mean, just how excited are you to be back here playing in this event in Singapore, which is kind of a pretty cool city. That's good food.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Asia's major, and so to be invited to come play here is a really big deal, and I work hard all year so that I can get invited back. So I just always really enjoy the opportunity to be here, and there's been so many incredible past champions. Some year I hope to add my name to that list.
Scott obviously got the season off, started the season off hot, got that win. I mean, now that you're here, you've got one other LPGA tournament under your belt. What are some of your goals for the 2023 season? I mean, you had a really good year last year, finally got that second major at Evian. What are you looking for from yourself in 2023?
Yeah, it was the dream start, winning the first event of the year, I guess a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And just, I think for me, just trying to make small improvements all the time, trying to get a little bit better, and see if I can just continue to put myself in good positions on the weekend, in contention, and hopefully battle for a few more trophies.
Just another question from the chat. Obviously, when we come over to Asia, we have these big launch moments that happen, especially here with how special it is this week. What were you doing during that launch moment, and how much fun were you doing those kinds of things when you're on this side of the world with different players that you may even be close with?
The photo calls and things are always a lot of fun, and we can really bond as players and as friends, and so it's always fun to again be invited to these events and invited to do fun things while here in Singapore, and so. I had a lot of fun this morning, and I just hope that carries on the rest of the week.
Any specifics of, I've seen costumes, I've seen things I'm sure there's some umbrellas involved today with the weather.
We had some flowers, and we had to put it on the other person's hair, and I did a terrible job on Jin Young's, but Minji did a great job on mine, so lots of fun.
Switching gears a little bit, there's a big announcement last week, Grand Pro Invitational, new mixed team event on the LPGA and PGA Tours. First time in a long time that's happened, since 1999, I believe. What was your reaction to hearing that news? I know details are still being worked out as far as invites and all that stuff goes, but how excited were you to hear that news? I know that's something that's been a goal for this organization for a really long time.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting to mix the PGA and the LPGA tour, and hopefully I'm invited to that event at the end of the year. I think the only other event I really played with the PGA Tour and Champions Tour was the CVS Charity Classic in Rhode Island, and I was able to, with my teammates, win that 3 years in a row. So I do really enjoy playing with the men, and I think it'll bring a lot of fans and a lot of great media attention to our tour too.
Let's say, I know invites still being worked out, obviously, but hypothetically, who would you want to play with?
Oh, that's a tough question. I feel like any of them would be good. I think it's just the opportunity to kind of see how they attack different courses and just kind of learn from their game. I think that'll be really interesting.
Well, speaking of game, we're heading out to the event this week. Just what are your goals for the week? What are you really looking for from yourself before we have another kind of 3-week stretch for the next event?
This week, just trying to put myself in contention, hopefully get off to a fast start on Thursday, and like I said, just trying to get a little bit better all the time. So in the off weeks, just try to improve a bit, and then get ready for long list of tournaments in the U.S.
Good luck this week.
Cool. Thank you.